Welcome back to Love from a Leo. Today's video, as you can see by the title, is the Pisces full March reading. This is a general reading, but it does apply to your sun, moon, and rising, okay? So here's the Pisces card. Of course, if you would like a private reading on anything, basically, you can email me at lovefromaleo@gmail.com to book one. So for March, we got the Capricorn card as the subject for your month. So if you have a Capricorn in your life who's very dominant, then this is stemming around that particular relationship. But for a majority, it's just saying that how you need to act in the month of March is kind of what the Capricorn embodies. So determination, having like a huge ambition to get something done, and then also learning tough lessons through time, or learning how to maneuver through things through time and being committed to something for a long period of time. We know that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so for a lot of you, this could be something, it could seem like the month is very long, or you have to put a lot of work in, restrictions may be applied, but also ambitions and setting goals is the main issue of March for you, okay? So this is good for Pisces. Seems like it's going to be not a serious month, but a lot of good things will come if you are serious about what you're putting your energy into, okay? Beginning of March, first card has already came out. Alrighty, so we're starting off with the Ten of Wands in reverse. So this is saying that right off the bat, you need to be putting action into this month. Into the beginning of the month. So whatever you were finishing up in the end of February, whatever you were maybe thinking about, should you start, engage in something, it's time to start putting action into that. What plan were Pisces thinking about at the end of February leading into March? Okay, so with the World card and the Six of Cups here, a dream or a wish that you were trying to obtain that had to do with kind of like a nostalgic type of energy. It's saying that you have succeeded and moved past this now, and it's time for you to start your new cycle. So if this is a new cycle in a relationship sense, if it's saying you are moving on from an ex and it's time for you to start anew in that department, or it could be saying that you are in a position where the cycle has ended and it's time for you to start working on that dream or that past nostalgic thing that you have been putting aside for a long time. Two of Wands here at the bottom of the deck is saying it's time to either pick if you want to stay here and stay complacent, or if you want to branch out and do bigger and better things. Nine of Pentacles here is saying it's time for you to be independent and to trust all of the possessions that you have, and to be appreciative of what you have as well. So that's definitely a good sign. There's no bad in this. It's basically just saying now it's time for you to start your March. Start your March. And for a lot of you, starting your March would be starting or kicking off this year for good things to come and abundance and prosperity to come for you this year in 2018. The Justice card in reverse. So there's obviously something imbalanced. So that's not imbalanced, but unbalanced in the situation. So let's see. Whoa. So with the High Priestess card in reverse, you're not paying attention to your intuition, but also on the same token, I do think some of you are paying too much attention to your intuition and you're not balancing it out with logic, especially having the Justice card here. We know that is the card for Libra, and Libra is about, it is an air sign, so they're more logical. So with the High Priestess card here, this is a very dreamy, imaginative state. This is being in touch with the inner realm. And while that can be really good, I feel like some of you are getting a little too lost in that aspect of life. And so you're not putting forth enough reality into the forefront, which is another thing that Capricorn kind of embodies as well, because Saturn represents your reality and Capricorn is an earth sign, so things are very based in this realm, in the third dimension. And being a Pisces, you can have the ability to kind of float in and out and kind of have these deep intuitions, these deep connections with other entities in this space that we're in the waking life. But if you get too lost in it, you can things can become kind of out of whack in the reality terms of things. And so with the Judgment card here, it's about you need to have some time to evaluate yourself and kind of realize what you're letting just be floaty and what needs to be structured. I think that's the decision you have to start making when it comes to your life. And I think that's, again, another reason why Capricorn is showing up as the energy that your March needs to take on for it to be successful. So again, nothing bad. These are all major arcana cards. So this is a very pivotal thing for you to do if you want your March to be successful. So basically find the balance between reality and the imaginary. But imaginary doesn't always mean fake. It doesn't mean fantasy, but it does mean there's a difference between things that are intuition and imagination and dreams. You can pay attention to them, but if you let them take over, your reality here will not be stable. And so that's where that's where the balance needs to be found. Okay? So moving to the Eight of Cups here. So you're letting something go. So again, I'm seeing a pattern of kind of transitioning out of something or transitioning to something better, for sure. All of these cards are saying that you're making the right movements. It's just a matter of, it's like you're making a movement that is detrimental to your lifestyle. Like you're changing a lot about the way things have been going for probably the past 2 years, or maybe even more for some of you. So let's see, what are you letting go of? What are you walking away from? Seven of Cups. So again, with all of that dreamy intuition type of energy, you could have let a lot of energies in, energies meaning people or situations. And Eight of Cups being backed up by the Seven of Cups is basically saying you're letting go of the things that don't serve you. You still have all of these possibilities here at bay, but you're starting to realize that some of these possibilities are not necessary to invite. Some of these entities, some of these people are not people that you have to be around, or that they're not really serving any real purpose in your life. They're just taking up space. So that's another thing that I feel like you're walking away from, you're learning to let go of in certain situations, which can be hard for some and then easy for others depending on, you know, your placements as a Pisces. But as we know, Capricorn is an earth sign, and Capricorn is notorious for leaving things behind that are not serving them anymore. So again, it's like you have to be more structured. You need to add restriction to your life, but in a way that's going to bring more abundance to your life, if that makes sense. We do have the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So again, with all of these possibilities with the Seven of Cups here, in order to walk away from them, the way that you're going to have to do that is to be logical and look at the situations apart from being super emotional, apart from trying to find the best in them. If they're not serving you, or if you feel like you have to really think hard about why they need to be in your life, then they probably don't need to be there. That's the energy that Capricorn embodies. And as a Pisces, you can do this very well. It's just a matter of you not getting so emotionally tied to stuff that doesn't mean anything to you. So if you know that there's certain things in your life that do provide emotional stability for you, and they are providing some sense of warmth and enthusiasm and things of that nature, and they're providing just abundance for you or prosperity in some aspect, then you can keep them there. But if it's something that's like you really can't figure out why they're there in the first place, then there's no reason to have it. So that's the mindset you need to have. If it's serving me, what's not serving me, what resources do I have, and how can I use them to my benefit? That's what you need to be thinking in March. We do have the King of Wands here, so there may be a fire sign in the picture. This is a person that is good for you, or a person that you are feeling very connected to, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But this could also be saying that you as a Pisces, once you figure out how to let go of those things that are not serving you, you will have way more room to let your fire burn brighter. I know you're a water sign, but everyone has all of the elements within their chart. So you may be able to tap into that fiery aspect and become more of a visionary, and become more focused and determined, which is kind of what Capricorn embodies. Capricorn is more of a fiery sign, but it still is an earth sign. But it's intense in that way that whatever you set your mind to, you can do it. And I think you'll start to feel all of that come into play once you start shedding off the fat that doesn't need to be in your life, the excess fat. All right, so moving to the middle of your March, Eight of Swords. So after you have made some adjustments to your life and you have gotten rid of certain things, I do feel like some Pisces will have this time where they kind of trick themselves into thinking they made the wrong decision, or they picked the wrong people to remove, they picked the wrong situations and endeavors to remove from their life. When you start to feel like this, Nine of Pentacles, which is what I associate with Capricorn, again, it's saying if it's not serving you, then you need to let it go. So if you are feeling like you are starting to doubt yourself, or if you're starting to feel like, oh, I don't know if I made the right decision, think about why you made the decision in the first place. If they were not serving you, then it was right for you to let them go. Again, it's not just people, but just circumstances in your life. And by serving you, I don't necessarily mean that they are doing everything for you. Serving you just means, are they bringing any value to the situation? Are they bringing any substance to your life? Are they helping you grow in any type of way? Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. And that's what you need to just remember. I do think it might be a little hard for some of you to keep this mindset. Even once you make the decision to remove something, I think it would be really easy for you to be like, oh, I don't know if this is the best thing to do. I don't know if I make the right decision. But again, it's going to be up to you deciding what is serving you. What do you determine is valuable in your life? What is not serving Pisces in March? Three of Swords. So as we know, Three of Swords is the card of regret. It's the card of suffering, betrayal, going through heartbreak for some of you. So whatever is causing those sad moments for you, the depressing stages in your life, whatever is bringing that towards you, that's what you need to let go of in all aspects. So if one person is bringing that to you, anything that's connected to that person that is bringing those feelings, you need to let go of that. So that's going to be a way for you to be able to indicate what needs to be left alone. And then we have the Sun card at the bottom. That's what's going to bring on a new day for you. That's what's going to bring on a new phase of enlightenment. Once you realize whatever's making you sad, basically, whatever's making you feel guilty, that's what needs to be let go of, okay? Yeah, and then Six of Wands at the bottom. This is where you're going to find your success at. This is where victory is going to set in, okay? Because you're going to be choosing yourself when you do this. You're going to be choosing your pride. You're going to be choosing self-confidence. You're going to be choosing vindication for yourself when you do this. And you'll also be utilizing your own powers when you do this with the Magician card. It's saying you're choosing your destiny, essentially. You're using the resources around you to determine your fate, which is awesome. Aries card here, the Journey card, the Fool card. I don't know why I said the Journey card. The Fool card is here saying that this is where your new stage is going to be beginning. So again, this is a very pivotal moment, the middle of March for you, in terms of kind of solidifying what you let go of in the beginning of March, and then that's going to catapult you towards the rest of your March, okay? So it's really up to you in this situation. The middle of the deck, we have the Star card, the Aquarius card. I do feel like this is going to be the energy that you're feeling once you solidify why you let go of what you let go of. Meaning you're going to have that new phase of hope. You're going to have that new light at the end of the tunnel. And I think it's going to be very, very important for you to kind of bask in that ambiance, because I feel like it's something that you needed. I think it's going to have a really good effect on you. So what do we have hope for? The Strength card, okay? So I think for a lot of you, you're having new hope in your health. Because you'll probably start taking care of yourself more. And also the strength within yourself to just be a better you. You could also be finding strength within a person, because once you shed off unnecessary things in your life, you may see that the people that are still there are the core, or are the things that are actually helping you stay afloat. They're the things that are not the backbone, but you know what I'm saying, like someone who is there to really support you, and they're not just there to be filler or fluff, if that makes sense. Moving on to the Knight of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, you may feel like because you had to let go of a certain person before that, in the beginning of March, you may feel like there's no optimism coming your way in the emotional department. So let's see. How can we solve this situation? Knave of Pentacles. Okay, so you have to your focus needs to be on your finances right now anyways, okay? So if you find yourself kind of dwelling on your emotional state, try to do what makes you money. Try to do things that will boost your earthly status. Capricorn, of course, is very, very well known for that as well. And then Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Realize that your emotional life is not the path, or it's not the only path that you can walk on. There's other phases of your life, okay, Pisces? So the emotional state that you're in, just because it's not where you have been in the past 2 years or in the past month, whatever, the changes that are happening, they may help you go into a bigger path that you didn't even see coming. So you need to be more aware that that lane of emotions are not the only, it's not the only lane that you are able to walk on. Like I feel like you're kind of restricting yourself to thinking, oh, if my emotional life, my love life is not together, then there's nothing else that matters. Which a lot of people do that, but it's more about right now focusing on you. And right now, in order to help yourself, you need to help your possessions, help your self-esteem, help your earthly well-being in this state, because you've been so caught up in your own head or in your own feelings, your dreams, all of that good stuff, which is fine, but now you have to balance it out because you took that much time before in the inner realm. Now you have to focus on the outer realm. At the end of March, we have the Hangman. So this is you, Pisces. So now we're completely focused on you by the end of March, okay? Which is awesome. I think you're letting things play out. I think you realize as a Pisces, your biggest power that you have is to kind of go with the flow and see where things take you, but also using that watery intuition, emotional intelligence to guide you throughout those things. So not relying just on emotions, but relying on how things are playing out, but also how you feel when they're playing out. And so that's going to help you navigate through things, kind of like if you were walking with a blindfold on and you're using your hands to see. That's what your emotional intelligence does. That's what your intuition does for you. So when you're balanced, you can use that DPS for, you know, your benefit. We have the Empress here. So I'm going to see if this is a person or if this is you. But this is usually signifying that someone is not appreciating what they have. This could also indicate that someone is not happy with a pregnancy. So let's see. Let's use this deck here. Why is the Empress coming up? Six of Pentacles. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles is coming up because now that you are focusing on your possessions and your finances, some of you are jumping into endeavors that are kind of risky. It doesn't mean that they can't turn out right, but I do see that with the Six of Pentacles being here, you're letting things happen, but I think you're still feeling like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. So with that, and it's because you don't have a set plan. With the Hierophant card in reverse, you know that you were supposed to be focused on finances, but if you don't have a strict plan or some type of, I guess it would just be a plan on which direction you're trying to go, then there's no real way to make progress because you don't know if you're making progress because you don't even know which way you're going. So with Capricorn being here and the Empress card here and the Hierophant card, that's all three earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, all showing up here to say the whole point of being in that earthly setting is planning out what your steps are and then following through with that, being practical and cultivating whatever goals that you're trying to achieve. So that is with earth signs, that's what they do. That's literally what they do. So with the Hierophant card being here in reverse, this is the Taurus card, Taurus, whatever. They plan to a T what they're going to do, and any obstacle that comes in their way, they are the bull. So they're going to make sure that it gets knocked down regardless of whatever it is, because they have a finish line, they have an ending target that they're trying to get to. And so that may be the difference between a Pisces and a Taurus. A Pisces may just go with the flow and just see how things play out, which is fine. But when you're dealing with finances and things, let things play out, but still have a plan to get to the ending goal, because when you let things play out, you can maneuver around the obstacles that pop up as a Taurus would, but having that end goal is going to be what's practical and makes sense as an earth sign would do in a situation when it comes to finances, okay? So just make sure you're really focusing on that and don't let past issues get you down. Make sure you're paying attention to the new opportunities that are coming your way, okay? And I think that'll be the best thing for you to do. Especially focus on work with the Three of Pentacles. If there's situations at work where you can work with someone who is making really good moves, go ahead and try to cooperate with them, because I do see really good energy with this, okay? But in work, it seems like things are going very well for you. Alrighty. We have the Four of Pentacles here. So this is saying that you are being very good with your money. You're saving. You're not overspending. You are in a position where you are just aware of how to handle your finances, and I think that's really good. So let's see what more can be said from that. Yeah, and with the Chariot, it's happening really fast. So this is a situation where you have learned to bring in your Pisces energy with the earthly influence, and now you're able to really save and make really good moves. And for some of you, a car will be in the picture at the end of the month, or maybe making progressions towards getting that car if that's your goal financially. And you see, when all this is happening, now we have the Knave of Cups that's coming up. And so this is saying now you are starting to trust yourself, your as a Pisces. I feel like you're starting to trust your intuition that you can make things happen on an earthly realm, and your power is not just in the inner realm. So I think that's really important, because I feel like this is going to help set a different foundation for the future for yourself. Whenever you feel like I feel like you won't ever go back to feeling like you don't have power in the 3D dimension. You know what I'm saying? And this could also say that you're able to sustain yourself so that you can build a future for your family, or you can get moving towards having a family because you feel like you can take care of yourself now. We end off your March with the King of Cups in reverse. This is saying that now that you have gotten to kind of like the finish line, or you understand how to keep your finances going strong, now it's like, okay, well, what about my emotional life? So let's see. Let's see what this King of Cups in reverse is coming up for. Okay. Yeah, so 10 of Swords here. So again, at the end of March, I think you sitting by yourself, you're not working, just like, you know, on a break or something. If you're at home, you're chilling, I think that's when those thoughts start to come in. So make sure you're keeping yourself busy in a healthy way, Pisces. You know, as a Pisces, you can have a tendency to kind of go off the deep end and escape in a way that's destructive. So try not to do that. But realize that this emotional thing that you left in the past was meant to be let go of. With the 10 of Swords, it's saying this is something that needs to be let go of. All it did to you was provide wounds. And it's like, do you want that again? Yeah. 4 of Swords in reverse. It's not time to settle with that thought. Don't keep sitting with that thought. Let it go. 9 of Swords in reverse. Stop torturing yourself with these thoughts, because it didn't do anything for you of any benefit. You're on the right track, but you're gonna take yourself backwards by thinking about these things. And then ending off with the Queen of Pentacles, your possessions and stuff are really doing very well. And I think you're feeling very independent. And so when you are having these thoughts, think about all the accomplishments that you have been making. And yeah, things may not be all the way balanced the way that you want them to be in all assets of your life with the 10 of Cups here, but it's not a bad situation. It's just like you don't have everything that you want right now, but you're just starting to make these changes, so it's going to take a little bit of time. I think if you stay on track with this, within your March, you're going to have a lot of progress, and you're going to see a lot of changes that'll be very, very beneficial for the next months to come and throughout the rest of this year, okay? Keep in mind, 2019 is the year of self-serving and being a little selfish, so this is probably the kickoff to that energy for you as a Pisces, okay? That's it for this March reading. Thank you for watching. If you would like a private reading, like I said earlier, make sure you book a reading with me at lovefromleo@gmail.com. And yeah, be sure to leave a comment if you would like. And I am Love from a Leo. If I'm not your favorite Leo, then one day I will be. And until next time, my Pisces, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.